Hey guys, Cole Guy here, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 best moneymakers at Tier 10. Now, this isn't opinion-based or anything like that. This is going to be based off of numbers themselves. We're going to be using the website called armor.wattinspector.com to figure out the credit factor for each of these tanks. Now, the first one on the list, or should I say number 10, is the Super Conqueror, but it's actually also tied with the FV215B. Both these tanks have a credit multiplier of 74.5%. Some of you may be confused and be like, wait a minute, doesn't the Lova have a 65% credit multiplier? So doesn't that mean that the Super Conqueror makes more money than the Lova, let's say? The answer to that is no. Technically, the Lova isn't 65%, it's 165%. Here's an example. Let's pretend you get 3,000 credits for every 320 damage you do in a tank. I don't know exactly how much money you get per shot in World Tanks, but we're going to pretend you get 3,000 per 320, just for the sake of this example. All right? So you get 3,000 credits. Okay, you just penned a guy, boom, you get 3,000 credits. However, you're playing in the T62, and in the T62A, you get 78% credits. So that means you get that times 78.78, which means you net yourself with that shot 2,340 credits. And then you also had to spend 1,000 on ammunition, so you really made about 1,340 on credits. Meanwhile, you're in the Lova, which has 65%, but in this case it's actually 165%. So you can do 3,000 times 1.65, and instead of the 3,000 you get, you net yourself 4,950. Then you subtract, about 1,000 you spent on, your ammo, and you would make about 4,000 credits per shot. Obviously, I don't know exactly how much you get per shot in this game, but this will hopefully help explain exactly what the multipliers mean. So the Super Conqueror and FV215B are both tied at 10th place with 74.5%, which is pretty good. Plus you have really good and accurate gun with high penetration, meaning you don't have to delve into your premium rounds all that much either. And that makes these two tanks, in my opinion, very great tanks for making some money, because also they're very accurate, so you hit your shots. We mentioned the penetration, which means you pen your shots, and you have a nice high rate of fire, meaning you can really dish out the damage. So that is a very good combination for making some good credits at Tier 10. Here is a result we had with no silver boosters other than premium time. We did 6,400 damage, got 6 kills, and did 444 assisted, and we net ourselves 63,000 credits with the premium count, 25,000 without. At number 9, we have a 4-way tie between the Batchat, the Leopard 1, the Machine, and the AMX 50B, sitting at a pretty 75% credit multiplier. The Leopard 1 is a nice fast tank. That's what you see in the background. This is the one we'll be talking about. It's very fast, got a really punchy gun penetration wise, 268 millimeters of standard penetration and 0.3 accuracy, meaning you hardly ever have to shoot any premium rounds whatsoever, and your gun is very accurate, enough to hit weak spots at range, pen heavy tanks through the front, and you go 65 kilometers an hour, making you a phenomenal scout tank. You have 410 meters view range. Going with the speed makes this tank really good at spotting targets and just getting more money that way. Here's a really juicy result we had. As you can see, it's coupled with damage and assist damage. We didn't have to shoot any premium rounds in this game, and because of that, we make ourselves 71,000 credits and 29,000 without a premium account. Not too shabby at all. At number 8, we have the E100, which is one of my favorite moneymakers at Tier 10. You're sitting at a nice 76.4% credit multiplier in the E100, and you have 750 alpha damage. So every single shot is netting you so much money in this tank. Anyway, at least for Tier 10, it's netting you so much money, because if you think about premium tanks, it's not quite the same thing. But regardless, if you're playing Tier 10s, you're trying to make money, you've got double credits going on at in ranked battles or Tier 10 weekends, this is a great tank to pull out. And your heat shells, because, yet again, they do so much damage, they're not too expensive to actually shoot. So that's another reason why this tank makes quite a bit of money. Here's a result we had. We make 68,000 credits, 32,000 without a premium account. We did about 5,000 damage, got 4 kills, and we also got 2,000 assisted damage, as you can see. And in this game, we were shooting nothing but HE. And this is also on my YouTube channel. If you type in, I think, Clone Guy HE100, you'll be able to see this replay if you would like to go see that. Number 7 features the WZ-111-5A, one of the 2 Tier 10 Chinese heavy tanks, feeding off of the WZ-111-14. This tank receives 77% extra credits, which is pretty good. And it's also got a nice high alpha gun with 490 damage. It's got a nice rate of fire, good gun handling. Put all those together, and you're going to be making some good money. One issue I have with this tank is the fact that it does seem to get ammo racked a bit. So you may have to spend some money on repair kits a couple of times from time to time. But otherwise, this is a phenomenal tank, and you can make a lot of money. You get hull down, you get your gun singing, and you're just going to be cooking. You're going to be making so much money so quickly in this tank, especially with the ×2 silver weekends that come out quite often, actually. You're going to be making some nice, easy cash. Here is the result we had from the background game. 5,300 damage, a bit of assist, 3 kills. We make 73,000 credits and 40,000 without a premium account. One of the reasons we made so much was also because we didn't really take much damage this game, so we didn't really have to pay for repair costs. Had I taken as much damage as I did in some of the other games, then, or had I been killed, I probably would have only made about 50,000 this game. But still, 50,000 at tier 10 is phenomenal. Number 6 is number 7's brother, and it sits at 77.4% credits, which is just 0.4% higher than the 5A. And if I had an opinion, which I do, I have an opinion, I would say, in reality, this tank doesn't quite make as much money as the WZ-111-5A. The 0.4% doesn't really make a difference, considering you're doing 50 less damage per shot in this tank than you would be in the WZ-111-5A. However, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is strictly on stats, strictly on numbers. Numbers given by Wargaming, numbers being given to the website we are using, and those make this tank number 6. And this tank has seen some love recently. Let me tell you, I did not like the 113 when I first got it. Nowadays, I'm actually enjoying it a whole lot more. It's got its penetration buffed, it's got its side gun depression buffed, and it's even got its rate of fire buffed, or at least buffed to how it was before. And because of that, I do in fact enjoy the 113 as of recent. In that game, we net 78,000 credits with a premium account, 40,000 without. We did 5,700 damage, 2,500 assisted. We got 2 kills, not too shabby, though we did take more damage in that game than we did in the 5A. Because of that, we did have to pay a bit of repairs, though we still made 78,000 credits at tier 10 without any boosters. Halfway through now, we are at number 5, which is the Russian T-62A, and this tank makes 78% credits, which, once again, obviously is higher than number 6. And this is not the 430, this is not the 140, this is not the K91, this is not the 430U, this is just the T-62A. The T-62A has this unique number, very unique from all the other Russian tier 10 medium tanks, and it's also the most accurate of the tier 10 Russian medium tanks, minus the K91, but with that accuracy, it also has a great rate of fire, which allows you to rack up damage very, very quickly. However, there is a catch. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It has very low alpha, and the shells are expensive. It's the same price for these shells as it would be out of a 120mm, meaning you're doing 320 alpha per shot, but you're spending credits like you're doing 400. And because of that, I wouldn't personally put this at rank number 5 if I had a say. However, I do not. We're basing this off of numbers specifically. We made 107,000 credits with 7,500 damage and 1,000 assisted, though we did have a booster. So if we look over even deeper, we made over 90,000 credits, and you take away the ammunition, or should I say, you take away the operation awards from the 107,000 credits we would have made, and instead we would have made about 40,000 credits, a little more than 40,000 credits. And with the premium rounds we shot, that's not too bad. Number 4 is the IS-4. You guys are like, what's with all these Russian tanks? Yes, the Russian tanks dominate this list. And number 4 is the IS-4. A little bit cringe when I'm thinking about it myself. IS-4, number 4. Haha. Well, let's not be cringy anymore. Let's just talk about the tank a little bit. The tank has a 122mm gun with 258mm of penetration, which is phenomenal, meaning you don't need to delve into premium rounds too much, unless, of course, you're fighting a mouse. Even then, you don't always have to, but you saw us in the background bounce off the lower plate of a mouse with our 258mm of penetration because we were a little bit too close. However, our heat shells have 340mm of penetration, which is phenomenal. This tank also has phenomenal angling all over the tank. On the front, the side is really thick at 160mm. You have a really good turret, you have a weak roof, but you have a pretty good turret, making this tank very survivable, and you don't lose too much health if you play this really well. And because of that, oftentimes you don't have to spend too many credits on repairs, which also help with the money making in this vehicle. This is actually one of the tanks I chose to use during ranked, just so I can make maximum amount of money, because I felt like I was making a lot of money, and this was before I knew how much money it makes, which is, before I forget to mention, 78.3%. 0.3% more than the T62A, but remember, this tank does more damage than the T62A, so that really helps with making money. Plus, it's a heavy tank, so it survives a whole lot more. At the end of that game, we did 3,000 damage, got 5 kills, 3,700 assisted, and 3,500 blocked. We make almost 60,000 credits. Not even a huge game, but we make 60,000 credits. 27,000 without a premium count. We did fire 4 premium shells that round, so we probably, if we weren't shooting them and we didn't have to fight the mouse, we probably would have made closer to 70,000 credits. But alas, we only make 60,000. Oh, what a shame. But 60,000, in my opinion, is phenomenal for tier 10. Number 3 is the IS-7 at 78.8%. Yet again, just a little bit higher than the IS-4. But this tank does have a higher alpha. It's kind of reversed to the 113 and the 5A. With the 5A and 113, the 5A has more alpha, but makes less money. The 113 has a lower alpha, but makes more money. This is the opposite. You have a tank which has more alpha, more DPM, and makes more money. So I would argue that the IS-7 is a much better moneymaker than the IS-4. That, and also, it has, in my opinion, kind of almost more usable armor, more aggressive armor, should I say. That's what it is. The IS-7 doesn't have more armor per se, but it has more aggressive armor. The IS-4 is really good at holding the corner. The IS-7 is really good at pushing a flank as fast as they need to. This tank, just like the 5A, has a 130mm gun, meaning it does 490 alpha per shot, netting it some pretty good money per shot, per hit, per penetration. Of course, you have to penetrate shots to get money. So the post-game results are a defeat, meaning we could have made more, but even after defeat, we make 50,000 credits with a premium count, 3 tanks destroyed, 3,400 damage, 2,700 assisted, 2,300 blocked. We get a steel wall. We did survive. We could not get to base in time to reset it, but we still make 50,000 credits with a premium count and no boosters whatsoever. That's phenomenal. Had we won that game, we probably could have net around 60 to 70,000 credits. We could have done a little bit more damage, and that would have been a phenomenal increase in our net worth. Number 2 is the Object 140, and we are jumping up from 78.8% to 82%. That is quite a leap. And I get asked a lot, and so do a lot of other people, which is better, the Object 140 or the T62A? Well, in the case of money, it's the T62A. They have the same exact guns, they have the same exact rate of fire, they have the same penetration, the same alpha, the same cost for their shells, but you make so much more money in this, according to the stats. The T62A is 78%, and this is 82%. That's a 4% increase in regards to your credit multiplier, and that's every game, every shot, every assist damage, every spot, every kill, everything goes towards that, and you get it all, and it all goes towards your 140. And because of that, this is a much better moneymaker than the T62A. With 7,600 damage and 1,100 assisted, 2 kills to go along with, you get 76,000 credits with a premium count and without any credit boosters. 30,000 without a premium account is also pretty good. Yet again, this is number 2, hence why it's ranked number 2 on this list. Number 1 is the one and only Mouse. Tier 10 German super heavy. Yes, all the tier 10 Germans are super heavies, but this one just takes the cake. It makes itself 84% credits, which is 2% higher than the tank that is ranked 2, which is the 140 at 82%. And if we compare this to rank number 10, rank number 10 makes 74.5%. So you're making 9.5% more credits in this tank than you are, let's say, in the Super Conqueror or the FV215B. Not only that, but you have 490 alpha. You have an insanely durable tank, meaning you're not going to spend too much money on repairs if you can keep your armor going. If you can keep yourself alive, you're just going to be racking up damage, racking up money. It also has 3,000 hit points to go along with your amazing armor, so that also keeps you alive, meaning you won't have to pay your full repair bill all that often as long as you don't die. The best thing, in my opinion, about this tank, to go along with that, is the fact that when you play it, everyone else is losing money. As you can see, we're fighting a Super Conqueror, and he actually fires 14 times, and he bounces 10, and they were all premium rounds. So I know for a fact, even though he's ranked 10 on this list, he lost some money, that's for sure. The post game I'm going to show you is from a game which I played with the Spartan Elite. I think it was called The Little Mouse That Could. And as you can see, we did 5,700 damage. We blocked 4,000, 3,000 assisted, 5 kills, all close proximity, no boosters, and we net ourselves 102,000 credits with a premium account. 61,000 credits without a premium account in the mouse. That is pretty much tier 7, tier 8 level money making right there. Normally, a good game in my tier 8s, I net over 100,000 credits. But in the mouse, with a good game, we also were able to net over 100,000 credits. Combine that with a ×2 booster, the weekend boosters, some other ops, you could probably be getting yourself 400,000 credits with a really good game and really well-timed ops. I think you could do a phenomenal job making money in the mouse. That's it, guys. That's the top 10. Which one surprised you the most? I for sure was not expecting the mouse to be up top, nor did I expect the jump from the IS-7 to the Object 140. Those are some pretty big jumps in my opinion. But which of these tanks do you have, and which tanks make you some good money at tier 10, tier 9, tier 8? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be catching you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.